right? We want traders to focus on the yellow box, and I am going to show traders exactly what was going on inside of that yellow box. And so let's kind of look over here. So here we have the same charts, right? This is the 1 minute, this is the 5 minute, right? You can just trade off the 5 minute, and I want traders to understand this, right? Look at how price was behaving inside of the fair value gap, right? I want traders to understand and focus on this. Again, we have blue delta, similar to the high of the day. We have blue delta. We have significant blue delta. When you see blue delta, that means aggressive buyers are present, right? The ask is greater than the bid, right? The left number over here, in fact, let's just break down a few examples, right? These two candles over here are interesting, right? We saw here 54 for 236. We saw 344 for 585. And then over here, we saw 53 for 114. We saw 401 for 660. So you can see that the right number is greater than the left number. That means that there's more aggressive buyers than there are aggressive sellers. And so I want you to ask yourself, in this region, if aggressive buyers were present, right? So aggressive buyers are hitting the ask, right? They are trying to drive price higher and higher and higher. So they're trying to do this. Now, you need to ask yourself a couple of things, right? If these aggressive buyers in this region are failing, what does that tell you about this zone, right? What does the order flow from the footprint charts tell you about this zone, right? What does the order flow tell you? Well, the order flow is telling you a couple of things, right? So the order flow is telling you that the ask is a lot greater than the bid. And so if the ask is a lot greater than the bid, that means that there's more aggressive buyers. Now, if these aggressive buyers do not break above the level, right? A level can be an order block, a fair value gap, a point of interest, in this case, a supply zone. It can be a demand zone for a flip area. When you see this, it's basically showing you an absorption, right? I'm just going to write ABS, right? An absorption of buyers, right? So buyers are being absorbed. Therefore, passive sellers are present, right? So there's no such thing as more buyers than sellers, more sellers than buyers, right? For every buyer, there's a seller. For every seller, there's a buyer. So here are the order flow footprint charts on the right hand side. The number on the right may be bigger than the left, but that doesn't mean there's more buyers than sellers. That means there's more aggressive buyers than sellers. So what we need to understand is that there's passive sellers sitting in this region, right? And it's passive sellers that drive the market down, not anything else, not a liquidity sweep or a fair value gap or anything like that. It is simply the passive buyers that are driving price down. So again, what's going on over here? We can see price entering. We saw price entering. We saw huge blue delta, blue delta, blue delta, and blue delta before the market eventually sold off like this. When you see blue delta with no reward, it means that the ask is greater than the bid. There's an absorption of buyers, which means that passive sellers are present, and it's passive sellers that actually create a supply area or resistance area that drive price down. And so this is the most important thing I want traders to understand, right? With this overall case study, right? Yes, order flow is important.